Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Zebra Nation Plays the FM Scout Academy Challenge with FC Dallas. And now here we are, Season 7. We're winding down to the very, very end of the season. And what a season it's been. It's been a roller coaster ride, some ups, some downs. We started the regular season off with a crushing defeat in the Champions League semifinals, losing to Tigres, and then since then we've slowly been rebuilding our confidence, I should say, rebuilding just our emotional state. And now here we are at the end of the season. We're going to have to rebuild our trophy cabinet to fit in all these trophies. Starting off with the U.S. Cup, we win that for the second time during my management here, defeating, who was it, Sporting Kansas City in the finals, I believe. We can take a look at that. Yeah, we beat Sporting Kansas City 3-0. We really dominated this whole competition. You can see here, even our backup striker, Ben Manning, leading the way with 7 goals. So, it was a very good performance. It was really his coming out party was in the U.S. Cup, and where we really saw him grow into a player that was wanted by teams all around the world. So he's gone from our academy into the limelight, but he's still second string, I should say, on our team, because we have 2 other very, very good strikers, if not world class, and certainly best strikers in the United States, North America. Anyway, enough pundits and plaudits there. Let's talk about what's happening. So, we've come down to the end of the season. As I mentioned, U.S. Cup in the bag. Champions League Group B, we dominated that as well. Played 2 lesser teams, not going to lie about that. But we went undefeated in group play, 12 points. Our opponents only had 2 points each. They drew each other, which was, so we had already secured our position after 2 games. So no problems there. We were able to play, fully rotated teams. All of our youngsters were able to play in the Champions League against those guys. We still came away with 4 wins. So we're moving on to the quarterfinals there next year. No problems there. Very, very good. What is up for grabs, though, is the MLS Supporter Shield. Look at that. We've gone on a run at the end of the season. Managed to overtake all of the other teams in the Western Conference except for Sporting Kansas City. We're tied with them after 33 games. We both have 58 points. Identical records here, 16 wins, 10 draws, 7 losses. The only real difference is our goal differential of 20 versus their goal differential of 15. So it would be, even if we end up tying, I'll most likely win. I would have to lose, and I don't know. It would be very difficult for them to come out on top unless they beat their opponent by a lot. So we need to secure a victory in this last game to win the Supporter Shield and get another trophy for the trophy case. And we're going to have to do it against one of our semi-rivals. We'll take a look at the schedule here. Against Columbus. That's right. So the Lamar Hunt Pioneer Trophy, or Pioneer Cup anyway, is up for grabs in the very last game of the season. Hopefully we can come out on top, win the Supporter Shield, and we'll have almost a clean sweep. The only thing we haven't won this year is the Brimstone Cup against Chicago. So other than that, if we win today against Columbus, we'll have a clean sweep of all of our trophies, all of our regular season trophies and competitions. So that's something I haven't done before. Well, I don't know if it's much of an accomplishment if we don't actually win them all. But anyway, it's still a feel-good season. Very good from where we started to where we ended. Definitely, you can look at the graph here and just see steady climb over the course of the season. So I feel much better at the end of the season than I did at the beginning of the season. I was definitely down in the dumps. If you heard that recording I did of the final game of the Champions League where we lost, I was sort of questioning everything we were doing and whether we were climbing a mountain that couldn't be climbed. But now we're back up at the top, and yeah, we're gonna go for it. I don't know what we want to do for the season-ending review here. I guess we could look at stats first, and then go down the checklist, and then play the game. That's fine. We might as well do that. So, take a look at the team stats for MLS this season, and of course, starting with the most goals, number 1 is Dallas. That's us. 57 goals this season. That's pretty good. We beat Houston by 12 goals. Well, no, not by 12 goals. 8 goals. But yeah, Houston, they were the number 1 scoring team last season, so we've eclipsed them. And yeah, there's a lot of good teams this season, but we definitely sort of blew them out of the water with all of our goals. And that came down to our strikers. I mean, we had 3 strikers who all scored a ton of goals. We'll look at them a little bit later. But we can go down the list here. Most headers won. Again, that's us. That's something that I like to win in Football Manager. I like teams that can win headers. There's nothing annoys me more than losing a bunch of headers on the back line. Most possession, we finished second. We played a little less possession soccer this year than last couple seasons, but still, we played predominantly, I would say, possession soccer. Most tackles won. There we are. We slipped into 8th place. It's a bit of an improvement from the last couple of seasons. A little bit more tackles won, so that's good. Number 1 in the league was Seattle with 75% of their tackles won. That's pretty impressive. Least concessions, we dropped to 8 this season. Normally we're up to 1, first or second place. Real Salt Lake with only 25 goals allowed. That's pretty darn good. Tied with Sporting Kansas City. So they had tight defense, good goalkeeping for both of those teams. It was very hard to score on either one of those teams, as they were significantly better than the rest of the league. But we dipped this season, I think, for 2 real reasons. The first and foremost reason is we got rid of our longtime goalkeeper, Gonzalez. Finally sold him off to the Mexican League. They've been after him for several seasons. And I felt like this was the time to let him go because he had so many injuries and he was getting a little older. And, the Mexican leagues were being so very persistent. So I figured I'd sell him off, give our young goalkeepers a chance. And that's part of it. The other part of it is we were working in a rookie central defender into our defense. And he definitely, missed a few assignments here and there, caused a few goals. And we also played a lot of competitions. I mean, I know these are only MLS goals, but, we had to play a lot of rotated sides this year just because of all the crazy competitions that went on. Oh, I forgot about us coaching the U.S. team, coached the U.S. team in the World Cup, and we had a lot of players on the World Cup team as well. So all of that contributed, I think, to allowing more goals this season. But we scored so many goals that we were able to overcome it at some points. Most shutouts, we are not on this list, which is, I think, the first time we've not been on this list, maybe since season 1. So we got some work to do there with the shutouts. Most fouls made, here we are, back up in 5th place. That seems to be our usual place, right around there. But you notice who is not on this list is Vancouver, the team who's led the league in fouls for, I don't know, last 4 or 5 seasons anyway. And they were usually way up there with like 600 some fouls. So they must have gotten a new coach or something, got rid of all their players. I don't know. They did something. Because to drop that many fouls over one season, they must have done something right. Where did they go anyway? We can check at the full list. They dropped all the way down to 13th place. So yeah, they must have done something right or wrong, however you look at it. Most passes completed, Minnesota, 78%. We were down there in 5th place at 77%, so not really much difference between the top and the bottom of this list. Most crosses completed, we're down here 7th place with 11%. It's a little bit of drop over the last couple of seasons. Seattle first place with 13%. Yeah, they got some good wingers up there in Seattle. So that's not too big of a surprise. Best at hitting the target, most shots on target, Montreal up there, 48%, number 1 in the league. We're 5th in the league at 44%. So again, it's a pretty good year stats-wise as a team. Anything else we want to look at around here? Oh, here we go. Average attendance. Where'd we finish? Last place. This is even worse. Normally we would finish 20th or 19th or somewhere around there. And we're dead last with 11,556 fans a game. That is pitiful and ridiculous, especially considering we had, around 7,500 season tickets sold. So there's hardly anybody who aren't season ticket holders coming out for these games. I think it had to do with our bad stretch of run at the beginning of the season. I think that dulled a lot of the enthusiasm from us winning the Cup the season before. But I just don't get it. I don't get why the fans in Dallas are not coming out to support this team. Maybe they got too much other stuff to do. They got the Cowboys and they got the Mavericks and the Dallas Stars, and they got lots of stuff to do in Dallas, I suppose. But come on, people. We got a championship level football club out here, soccer club. Get with the program. All right. So let's go back here. I guess we can look at player stats, see where we rank here. Top goal scorers, Washington and Alcantara tied for third place with 16 goals apiece. Leader is Charlie Austin of Colorado, Englishman, 33 years old, 20 goals this season. Good for him. Kwesi Apaya from Ghana, Montreal Impact, had 18 goals. So it's pretty good to have two players in the top five, I guess you'd say, in the goal scoring list. And then where's our other dude? Where's Manning at? He should be up there somewhere. No, I guess not, because most of his goals he had were in the other competitions. So we'll take a look at that later. Let's see, what do we got here? Most assists. There's Alcantara tied for second place with four other guys with 10 assists. It's interesting. Last year, Washington was on this list in the top assists. This year, it's Alcantara. So those guys are really playing off each other very well. And one of the things that has definitely contributed to Alcantara's success in this area this season is he's finally to the point with his stats that he can play a complete forward role. I've never homegrown a guy up to the complete forward role, but I finally did that here with Alcantara. And that definitely makes him more versatile and allows him to roam a little bit more and not just play that advanced forward role. Now he comes all over the field, and he's starting to pick up assists. So it's very good development on his part. Distance covered, we usually have two guys up here, but this year it's only Cole covering distance of 9.3 miles per game. Number 1 on the league is Mark Pelosi, winger from Los Angeles. It's interesting. This is a guy that usually starts out on one of the expansion teams. I think he starts out on Atlanta. So he's as a youngster, like 18 or 19 years old, maybe 20 years old, because we're in season 7. Anyway, he starts out as a young player, and now he's a veteran running all over the field for Los Angeles. Good for him. 9.26 miles a game. Most key tackles, we don't have anybody on this list. Number 1 is Raul Rodriguez from Houston, 35-year-old Spaniard with 22 key tackles. Good for him. Least goals allowed, Christopher Norfelt from Sporting Kansas City, 33-year-old Swede, 23 goals allowed. We finished 5th place here. Oscar Sanchez, our new goalkeeper, 24-year-old American, finished with 29 goals allowed. So, it's interesting that he's on this list as a top 5 goalkeeper, essentially. So a lot of those goals that we let in weren't necessarily his fault. Most shutouts, not on this list, so that's not good. Usually we're on this shutout list thanks to our previous goalkeeper, Gonzalez, but not anymore. And look who's on top there again, Christopher Norfelt from Sporting Kansas City, 16 shutouts. So good on him. He's definitely one of the best goaltenders in the league. I'm not sure how many goals we scored against him this season, but it wasn't many to my recollection, so I really don't look forward to facing them in the playoffs if we do. Tackles per game, Escobedo. Our man finished second place with 5.31 tackles per game, and probably that many fouls per game, too. Stuart Cole also finished 7th place with 3.76 per game. Number 1 in the league was Thomas Delaney from Vancouver, 5.6 tackles per game. So he managed to continue to tackle without getting all the fouls. So good on him. Hopefully we can figure out how to do that one day. Dribbles per game, who cares? Most key passes. We are not on this list. Number 1 was Mario Mandzukic from Seattle. 41 key passes, good for you. Shots on target, Alcantara finished 5th in the league, 61% shots on target. I think that's a little bit down from last year. Anyway, Josie Altidore has a little bit of a comeback here. 32 years old, still playing for Toronto, so that's good on him. 65% shots on target. A lot of familiar names up there. Zardes, Baejung Hyung, guys that we've faced in the past. So yeah, good on that. Anybody else we want to look at down here? Yellow cards, not in the top 5. That's good for us. All right, let's take a look at our squad stats here. Appearances, let's scroll to the top. How about that? We had a lot of guys on loan with a lot of appearances, so that's good. When you're on loan, you want your guys to play a lot. But in terms of actual playing time, Zimmerman and Sanchez, our defender and goalkeeper, were up there on the top. A lot of guys playing over 30 games. That's what you want to see. That means we didn't have too many injuries this season, and that is definitely the truth. We didn't have a ton of injuries, and even those that we did have weren't of great impact. Goal leaders, there's Alcantara with 19 goals overall. 18 for Hyde out on loan. Excellent job there. 17. See, look at that. Ben Manning, 17 goals over all competitions. That's crazy. That is a huge number of goals for a reserve striker. And then Washington also had 17. So those 3 strikers, man, they scored a lot. Scored a lot of goals. And we definitely needed it this year. Assists. Alcantara, 11. Zamora with 10. Bailey, 6. Thompson, 5. So we got a lot of help from our midfield and that's our reserve fullback, Sale Bailey. Well, he played a lot in those other competitions as well. So, I don't think a lot of those were first team assists. Players of the match, Alcantara and Washington tied with 5. Pass completion ratio, Ulloa, 89%. Old man Ulloa coming to the end of his contract. We tried to sell him off at the end of the season, didn't work. And what was cool was he was actually reasonable about it. Like, we tried for a solid 2 weeks to sell this guy, and nobody wanted him. And then we got to the end of the transfer window, and he came out and said, all right, I see you tried to sell me, you couldn't sell me, so I'm going to be content until the end of the season or the next transfer window, whichever comes first. So he's still in good spirits. He hasn't been a detriment to the team, so I'm very, very happy about that. Very proud of Victor Ulloa for going out like a professional. Good man. 89% completion on his passes as well. So he's continuing to be an asset. And he's continuing to be one of our top reserves. Tackles, we saw Escobedo was at the top there. Dribbles per game, who cares? Shot percentage, Patrick Guldan, 100% shot ratio. I should probably get this guy in the games a little more. Came in, had 1 appearance, 1 goal, 1 shot. So I guess he's like money in the bank. Also, 8.3 average rating for this guy, and we haven't really played him since. He's only had that 1 appearance. He was one of our top draft picks this season. He hasn't really gotten to play. We brought him back off loan when we were trying to get rid of Ulloa. just because he was going to be the replacement for Ulloa, but he hasn't really played since. Yellow cards. It's Gabedo. I mean, come on, brother. 11 yellow cards, only one red card, but he's had, at least 2 suspensions. I don't know about this guy. I don't know. He just goes crazy. Logan McCracky, our rookie midfielder, also gets a little bit nutso out there. He's got 7 yellow cards, no red cards though. Stuart Cole 7, Bailey 7. So we got a lot of guys out there who enjoy their fouls. And finally, ratings. I mean, look at that. Guldan 8.3, Manning 7.4. Our ratings are very good this season. A lot of guys with over 7 ratings. I mean, like most of the team, it seems like, has over 7 ratings. And what's cool about this is you've been able to see this progression. You've been able to see these guys get better and better and better as a team. Because remember that first season or two where if we had one guy who had over 7.0 rating, he was like the best dude on our team. Everybody else was 6 or below. So, well, not 6.0 or below, but 6.9 or below. So you've seen that progress as these guys got older as a group, as a team. They've improved, and their performance is showing that. So very happy about that. All right, enough with the stats. We'll go down the checklist real quick. Finances, good, 35.9 million. We're still hanging in there. This season we've made 7.8 million, so no problemos there. Board, we're back up to very secure again, back up to 75% secure. So we have regained the trust and the admiration of our board. We're doing well, doing well. All right, club-wise, we're still rich. We're still 3 stars. I don't know that will ever change, but hey, what are you going to do? Transfers, I tried to make a couple of trades. See, I tried to trade Ulloa to New York City. It didn't pan through at all. Transfer history. Yeah, nothing really happened. Yeah, nothing happened. Trades, let me just double check the trades. Yeah. Nothing happened since mid-season. So that's fine. I think that's all we got. I mean, I guess we could analyze the schedule a little bit if we wanted to. See, at the beginning of the season, we had that bad run there in the middle with all those draws and losses. And since then, it went pretty well. Since this U.S. Cup victory, extra time, we won 3-1 in extra time against Colorado. And that really jump-started our season. We played very, very well, pretty steadily. Since then, we got all the way to the U.S. Cup final. We won the U.S. Cup final versus Real Salt Lake, 1-0. We dominated our Champions League, as I mentioned before. And then we got down to the end of the season, and we didn't choke. We didn't lose our patience. We didn't lose our calm. Even after losing a game we shouldn't have lost to DC United, 3-1. We came back, salvaged a draw versus San Jose, and then, went on a little bit of a run at the end to get us in position where we're at now to play against the Columbus Crew for the Supporters Shield. I mean, they don't have a chance at the Supporters Shield, but we have a chance at the Supporters Shield. So let's take a look. We need minimum a draw, but I'm not thinking about draw. I'm thinking about win, because we're tied, and so if the other team wins, if Sporting Kansas City wins and we lose, then we lose out on the Supporter Shield. So we're looking at winning all the way. Let's take a look at Columbus. What kind of team do they got? They got a very good central defender in Omar Gonzalez. National team player, that's for sure. Other than that, they're just kind of okay. Jackson Martinez is a decent-looking striker here, designated player. 36-year-old Colombian. Again, no pace. He's pretty strong, but he's just so slow. So we shouldn't have to worry about the counterattack from these guys at all. I think we can probably go control against these guys, try to control the match. It looks like they're going to play pretty defensive with the 4-1-4-1 situation going on here. But, we should be better than these guys, so we should be able to win. Let's go to our team selection. And I think I've got this set up already. Yeah, I think this is the team we've been going with near the end of the season. It's got us some crucial wins. Going with Acosta. Well, we got Sanchez in goal, of course. Don't have much choice there. Going with Acosta at right fullback over Cole. I don't know. Cole just hasn't been playing well recently. Not stat wise, not ratings wise, just I got gut feelings that Cole hasn't been playing that well, and Acosta has been playing, very well. So we're going to keep Acosta in at right back. Johnson, Zimmerman, central defense, the old war horses there. Escobedo, foul machine, Escobedo. That's why we're keeping Cole on the bench, because we can, rotate out Escobedo for Cole. That's a pretty good substitution there in anybody's book. Van de Castile has been playing very solid at defensive midfielder, so we're going to leave him there, no problems. McCrecky, the rookie, has been getting more time at the ball-winning midfielder. Actually, going to play him an advanced playmaker. He's been playing there lately, and we've been scoring goals, so I'm gonna move him up to advanced playmaker instead of ball-winning. Then box-to-box midfielder. No, that's not right. That's not right. Deep lying playmaker. There we go for Mark Thompson. So I messed around with these a little bit. Didn't mean to. So that's our central defense, McCrecky, and our central midfield. Gosh, McCrecky and Thompson. And then our advanced playmaker, Jeff Zamora. The captain. No problems there. Alcantara, Washington, strikers. Yeah, I'm going to play Alcantara at the advanced forward, Washington at the target man. Do I want him in support? I guess I'll leave him in support, see what that does for us. And then we've got, wait a minute. We need Manning coming off the bench. Where is he? There he is. So you can see Manning's up to full 3 stars already, heading towards reaching that potential. Got to figure out something to do with this guy, because I don't think we're going to go with 3 strikers, although that's a possibility. But, I just don't know. Just don't know. So, I don't know how long he's going to be happy sitting on the bench, being the 3rd striker. So, we might have to sell this guy, we might not. I don't know. We'll figure it out in the offseason. We got Suarez, Cole, Venezuela, Ulloa, Guevara, Gonzalez, and Manning as our bench. So, there we go. Looking good. Looking fine. Let's start it up. It's game time. Okay, whatever. Do the cool runnings kind of thing. Let's get the match started. There we go. Continuation. Watched a bit of an MLS game today. It was on the It was on the Spanish language channel. Yeah, they are going with 4-1-4. It was on the Spanish language channel, but it wasn't in Spanish language, so that was interesting. I mean, it was good for me. I don't know. If I was somebody who was subscribed to the Spanish language channel, I think I'd be a little upset that the game wasn't broadcast in Spanish. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the reason you subscribe to that channel. That's the reason why you watch that channel. Because it's like, if you speak Spanish, if you're a native Spanish speaker, I gotta believe that's one of the reasons you watch that channel, is because, it's a little bit easier to understand in your native language. Anyway, not my problem, I suppose. It benefited me, but it was just kind of weird. I didn't expect that. All right, so here we go. Starting off the match. Ooh, I didn't look at... Okay, we are in control. I didn't look at those instructions, but we are in control. I'm a little flustered for some reason starting out with this match. I don't know what it is, but let's go, boys. All right, offsides, Washington. Way to start the match. All right, I'm going to pause this, check out the instructions. That is not the instructions. Like I said, flustered. All right, control, working in the box. Yep. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just nervous. I'm a little twitchy right now for some reason. I've had some caffeine. I'm not used to that. Some real sugar soda called Kroger's Cola Time. Take a sip. There we go. Tastes like cola. This is their store brand. Kroger's is a local grocery market. It's a local grocery store. Oh, there's a nice tackle from Acosta. Alcantara, get it up. Get it up to Washington. There we go, boys. Washington on the run. Sneaks it past the goalkeeper for the first goal of the game. 18th goal of the season for our man, Washington. Interesting, he's in the support role, but he charges forward nicely there. Defense is a little bit discombobulated there on the back, and that allows him to sneak past and just, I think that was a stoppable ball, but the goalkeeper had his momentum going the wrong direction, and Washington snuck it across his body for the goal. So there we go, Alcantara with another assist. Thompson on the free kick. Oh, that was such a fumble by the goalkeeper, Cruz. McCrecky, second goal of the season, the rookie. No longer a rookie after 30 games. Goalkeeper just mistimed his jump or something, missed the ball. He got a fist on it, but he knocked it straight to McCrecky. So there we go, just like that, up 2-0. On our way to the supporter shield. Very, very happy about this. Very excited. We can't get too excited because they can always come back on us. I've seen 2-goal leads dissipate in the past. It looks to me, nice tackle by Acosta. Look at that. That's 2 steals for Acosta already. He's just been playing so well. Here we go, a replay of the first goal. Washington on the run. All right, this time Cruz is able to stop it. I'm wondering if I should go to counterattack because they seem to be pressing forward and we seem to be counterattacking. So maybe we should just buy into that strategy as our players are doing it on their own. I guess that's one of the benefits of having such a veteran team now, is that these guys can think for themselves and sort of do their own stuff. McCrecky with a steal. Alcantara fires it up for Washington again. Look at this. He is just too powerful for their central defense. Oh, he can't. Come on, Washington, my man. That should have been his second goal right there. Off the post. Here we go, Escobedo. Interesting with the corner kick. Not sure what Escobedo's doing taking this, but whatevs. It's fine. Escobedo sends it in. The goalkeeper punches it out again instead of grabbing it. Who is this guy? Is he like their reserve goalkeeper or something? Zamora gets it stolen up the middle, but Zimmerman is there to save it. Back to Zamora. Fires it wide to Alcantara. He outmuscles the defender there. Sends it into Washington. Another punch out by the goalkeeper. This dude is reckless. We're going to score like 5 goals on this guy. If he doesn't manage to get his hands on that ball, he is in trouble. So here we go. All right. I've had enough of this. I'm going to go counterattack. As soon as Alcantara... Okay, he gets the ball stolen. All right. So we're going to go from control to counter. I've been going route 1 lately. Pass the ball into space because that's what they've been doing. Gonna go from flexible to structured. Gonna go from expressive to disciplined. I think that's probably why they were playing the way they were playing, because I had them set to expressive rather than disciplined. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you tell them go out there and, do what you want, essentially. Martinez, I kind of looked off sides, but our defense was back. Acosta again with another key steal. This is what I'm talking about with Acosta. He's just such a heady defensive player. He makes the smart plays and the sure tackles. That's something we need out there on our defense. Here's Martinez. Shot off the post. That was danger. That was dangerous. All right, we're going to get our tactical changes in there coming up to the end of the half. 1 minute of extra time. And we should blow by that quickly, and there it is. All right, boys. Let the boys go out there with a clear mind. I never do that. I'll be calm, though. Very happy with the way things are. Keep it up. All right. Don't need to make any changes at halftime other than the changes we just made, so we're fine and dandy. This is not quite what I expected. Ooh, fouled by McCrecky. I told you he's a little bit aggressive for a midfielder, but that's fine. I expected kind of a white knuckle affair here. Coming down to the supporter shield. Final match of the season. I guess I didn't look and see where Columbus was. If they're fighting for a playoff spot, I thought they were mid-table. Alcantara blows by the defender, 1-on-1, wins the corner as the rest of the defense collapses on him. But again, that's him getting used to that complete forward roll. Now he moves with the ball a little bit. Oh, Zimmerman with the header off the crossbar. We should be up 4 goals. This goalkeeper just seems super shaky. Here's Acosta with the throw in on the far side to Thompson into Washington. Back to Thompson. He centers it to Alcantara. Acosta sneaks one past the goalkeeper. That was a limp shot for his first goal of the season. He just placed it by the post. I was going to say the far post, but I guess that's the near post from his angle. Yes. Just snuck it in there. Cruz, the goalkeeper, was a little late to that. And there we are now, 3-0 up. Supporter shield. Here we come. So that's going to be another piece of hardware for the trophy case. I was going to say it's another Champions League, but I don't think it works that way. I don't think you can stack Champions Leagues because we already won the US Cup, so that gets us into the Champions League for next year. So I think what happens now is the second place team in this competition will get to go to the Champions League. So that should be Sporting Kansas City. And that's fine. They're a good team. They deserve some Champions League love. But now what this does for us is this puts the MLS or the US Triple Crown in play. There's Alcantara giving us a 4th goal. I told you we were going to score 5 goals against these guys. Just dominant. But yeah, it puts the Triple Crown in play where we could win the US Cup, the Supporters Shield, and the MLS Cup all in one season. I'm not sure that that's been done before. I don't think so. So that would be a pretty great season. And then, of course, go on to Champions League, win the Champions League, and we can tie a ribbon around this particular series. That would be an outstanding way to go out. And then the question is, what do we do next? I don't know. I don't know if there are too many other games that I can play that I can record this often. Oh, look at that. They scored a goal. Omar Gonzalez, central defender, gets in there. Their best player. There's a ricochet straight to Gonzalez. Sanchez doesn't have much of a chance, but he's got real good reflexes, so he was able to get a hand on it, but just a hand. All right, 73 minutes down. I'm going to take Escobedo out. He's a little tired, and he hasn't gotten a yellow card yet. So I'm going to give him a round of applause. I guess I can take my fullbacks off of attack mode now. We can put them on support or even defend. We can put Acosta on defend. That's fine. We don't need to score any more goals. 4-1 is fine. But yeah, the only game that comes to mind that I could play every day is like a strategy game like Endless Space 2. There have been some updates that I want to take a look at. But I was also kind of waiting for the full release of that game. I'm not exactly sure when that is. It's soon. There's Sanchez. So hopefully, I can play this game until that game comes out as a full release, because right now it's still in beta, or early access, as they like to call it these days. But I don't know. I mean, it's hard to give up playing Football Manager. It's one of those addicting games that you just play forever, apparently. I mean, there are guys who've been playing this for like 20 years, or however long the game has existed, in whatever form it's existed. They've played it in all those forms. So I'm incredibly new to this game, having only played FM16 and 17. But it is still addicting. No lie, no lie. Alright. 85 minutes down. Looks like they're trying to mount some kind of attack here, but at this point, it's pretty much a moot point. Here we go, Sanchez with a save. So Sanchez, because our defense is so solid, he doesn't have to make a ton of saves every game, but he does still make really good, really important saves. He's made saves on penalty kicks at important times. Last year in the playoffs, he made a save on a penalty kick that really won us the cup. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Without that penalty save last year, I don't think we win the cup. So there we go, full-time 4-1 victory. Team did exactly what we wanted. Qualifying is a great achievement. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. So there we are. We finish. Look at that. We needed that victory too, because Sporting Kansas City, they won their game. Finished also with 61 points this season. That's a very good season for two teams to finish with over 60 points. But we beat them out on goal differential pretty good, pretty handily, plus 23 goal differential. Very, very happy about that. So there we are, Supporter Shield in the bag. So we don't have to worry about the wild card round, so that's good. And we win the Lamar Hunt Pioneer Cup. Good for us. We've won that. Let me take a look at that email again. We've won the Pioneer Cup now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times in our 7 seasons, so that's pretty good. The only time we didn't win it was 2021. So there we go. Yeah, they talk about that Pioneer Cup quite a bit, apparently. Dallas do the double. Dallas have done the double after they captured the MLS Supporters Shield title. FC Dallas will certainly look back at some great wins along the way, with perhaps the most notable including their 5-2 victory over San Jose. That was a pretty good victory considering San Jose was at the top of the league for most of this season, which is a shock in and of itself, because San Jose is usually at the bottom of the league year in and year out. So they got something going on there. They also had a 4-1 humbling of Houston, an emphatic 4-0 win at Colorado, and a convincing 3-0 victory over NYCFC. Let's see. Anything else going on there? Nah, that's fine. That's fine. Teams secure a playoff spot. Yeah, that's good. Orlando City, DC United, New York, Toronto, Colorado, and Houston guarantee themselves playoff spots. Good job. I'll send my assistant to this guy. I don't really want to talk to him. FC Dallas qualify for the semifinals of the MLS playoffs. So like I said, we skip the wild card round. Another Supporter Shield win has FC Dallas fans jubilant. Of course it does. FC Dallas boss pleases the board with a Supporter Shield win. In a statement released to the press, the FC Dallas board have revealed that they always expected the team to win the competition and are pleased that Late Nation did not let them down. Wow, thanks, guys. That's really going to cheer me up. In a further announcement, the board are keen to impress on Nation that while winning the competition for a second time is an impressive individual feat, celebration should be kept to a minimum in order that the club may focus on future challenges. Way to keep us grounded. Way to keep us grounded. Yeah, they praise my spirit. Good job. And we win $200,000 for winning the Supporter Shield, which is less than we got for winning the U.S. Cup, so that's interesting. Alcantara leaves fans purring with 1 goal, 2 assists, so after that should put him at top of the league in assists, right? Let's take a look at the competitions. Player stats. Most assists, Alcantara with 12. Beats out Centeno. Can't read today for some reason. Centeno, one of our boogeyman over there from Sporting Kansas City, had 11. So did several other players, but that's cool that we got the number one assist guy, and he's one of our strikers. Very good. Who's also one of the leading goal scorers in the league. So they both Washington and Alcantara move up to third place with 17 goals. Now I guess they were in third place before, but they each had a goal in that final game to finish at 17 goals for the season. So good job all the way around. Oh yeah, I wanted to see where Columbus finished. Okay, so Columbus finished 21st in the league. So I guess it's no surprise then that we wiped them out on that final game of the season. If this was any other league, they'd have been relegated, so that's good for them that they're not. All right, so we don't know who our next opponent's going to be because we got to finish out the wild card round and do all that, so we're not going to record that, but we'll come back with the playoffs. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play the first leg off camera and then come back, give highlights of the first leg, and then play the second leg of the playoffs. So that way we can keep everything to one video, because what I end up doing is recording 2 videos and uploading 2 videos in the same day, and all that does is just sort of dilute the views from one video to the next. Like a lot of time the first video will get more views than the second video, which has the second leg, which is more important. So I'd rather combine those into one video and make sure everybody sees the whole results of the playoff series. So we'll do that, and that'll be next time. But until then, we'll see you later. Bye.